Words of Faith. The Christian Book Show is brought to you by VirtueRadioNetwork.com.
Hello, I'm Judith Norman. Welcome to Words of Faith, the Christian Book Show, where we celebrate the best in Christian and inspirational literature. It's Young Adult Day on Words of Faith. This episode of Words of Faith is dedicated to books for and about young people. First up is Bestselling Christian fiction author Victoria Christopher Murray. Victoria will be discussing her new young adult book series, The Divine Divas. And later, if you serve in the children's ministry at your church, or if you are thinking about volunteering in the church's children's ministry, you don't want to miss parenting expert and author Gigi Schweikert's practical advice for working with preschoolers from her book, Church Nanny SOS, Teaching Discipline Essentials for Preschool Ministry Volunteers. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's episode of Words of Faith. Victoria Christopher Murray began her writing career by self-publishing her first book, Temptation. Her talent and boldness paid off when a major publishing company picked up the rights to Temptation. The book landed on numerous bestseller lists and was nominated for an NAACP Image Award in Outstanding Literature. Victoria Christopher Murray has followed up Temptation's success with 5 other best-selling novels. She is the recipient of the Golden Pen Award for Best Inspirational Fiction, and in 2006, she was awarded the Phyllis Wheatley Trailblazer Award for being a pioneer in African American Christian fiction. Victoria Christopher Murray, welcome to Words of Faith.
Well, thank you for having me.
Diamond India Veronique Aliyah, what does that spell?
That spells diva, my new young lady. My 15-year-old character.
What a fun book. Victoria, you're known for your best-selling adult Christian fiction novels like The X-Files, A Sin and a Shame, Grown Folks' Business, and Truth Be Told. What made you decide to write a book for young adults?
Well, there were a couple of things going on. First of all, I received lots of emails from young readers telling me that they were enjoying my adult novels. And although my adult novels are fine because there's no profanity and no graphic sex, they are still adult issues. Mm-hmm. So that was the first thing. And then the second thing is I get a chance to speak at a lot of schools. And in the schools, I was seeing 13 and 14-year-olds walking around with the very popular sex book. And I felt that was really sad because the author of those books did not write those books for 13 and 14-year-olds.
That's right.
Then the second challenge I had with it is that that's how they're learning about relationships and friendships and sex and those issues. And I said, no, I had to stop complaining about it, and finally I had to do something about it myself.
Well, you did a great job. I'm totally impressed with the way you got into the teenage psyche and kept it going throughout the book.
I don't even know how I did that.
I thought it was just amazing. And Diamond, who was in the first book, she is such a teenager. She's completely self-involved, gets her advice from magazines, thinks God doesn't go to church on Saturdays. She is absolutely lovable. How did you come up with this character?
Well, I came up with all 4 of the girls at the same time.
Okay.
So I hope everybody will enjoy all the girls because they're so different. Mm-hmm. And that's how I know that God was really involved in this because Judith, I couldn't have come up with something like that on my own. It was a plane ride from Texas to Las Vegas. By the time I got off, I had the concept for the whole series, and I knew who these girls were. And so, and I wanted them to be very different, have 4 be best friends, 4 very different personalities, but also have really different issues that they're going through. And so it was really almost the issue that Diamond was dealing with, which was the sexual pressures that made her so different. That's how I was able to come up. I wanted a character who could really tell that story. And she's the most gregarious of the girls. She's the most, I just love her. But I love them all, but she, like you said, she's totally self-involved.